There are 3 easy steps in creating a resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz .jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
RTU, beloved RTU, will be forever true to the golden blue. Forever true to the golden blue. Raise the banner golden blue, keep it flying high, symbol of our pledge to you to serve our people. Give the best of what we have, talent, skills, and strength. Offer every honor back to God and country, to God and country. RTU, beloved RTU, will be forever true to the golden blue. Forever true to the golden blue. Every knowledge we have gained, every skill we learn, and the values that we form will be our treasures. We shall meet here years from now, full of pride and joy. Break this code and nurture us and shape our future, and shape our future. RTU, beloved RTU, will be forever true to the golden blue. Forever true to the golden blue. RTU, beloved RTU.
good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first part of the webinar series that we are hosting for Rizal Technological University. Before we start, we'd like to invite you for a short prayer and the national anthem.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Alright. Welcome, guys. Are you guys ready? I'm Shari from the Academic Languages team, and we hope that you are excited to learn new things. I'll be today's host, and to officially start this session, we are inviting Professor Ricardo Nasuli, member of RTU Board of Regents, representing the Association of Faculty Clubs Incorporated, and the former Dean of the College of Engineering, Architecture, and Technology. Give it up for Sir Ricardo Nasuli. Hi, sir. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, yan, sir. Sir, we have the students here live. We have the audience live. I will be giving the floor to you to give your opening remarks.
Okay, thank you. Engineer Armando Machas, Director of the Cooperative Education Center. Mr. Kim Chua, Managing Director of the Jobs180.com. Our esteemed guest and resource speaker for today's webinar, fellow coordinators, dear students, good morning. The coronavirus disease pandemic and related lockdown and physical distancing measures caused unprecedented disruption in the provision of education and training. While access to learning and skills development was maintained in some contexts, through a rapid shift of distance learning, the pre-existing social and digital divides deprived the most marginalized groups of the continued learning and put them at risk of falling further behind. With only few exemptions, the increased adoption of the distance learning solution has somehow facilitated the acquisition of practical skills and organization of work-based learning, which are essential components for the success of some educational reform initiatives. Public and private stakeholders have promptly forged partnership. Now, in this case, we're very fortunate really that that Jobs180.com continuously support us in this endeavor. To increase the availability of accessibility distance learning solution, develop new training programs, and allocate additional resource for mitigating skills and labor shortages in sectors heavily affected by the health crisis. While distance learning alternatives were explored and exploited, to a certain extent, they could not replace the quality learning skills of face-to-face classes and actual exposures of students to different companies, industries, and organizational workplace. Thus, initiated by the cooperative education through again the continued support and assistance of JOBS 180 are in place to somehow augment the much needed competencies of our students. In most cases, focus were placed on continuity on theoretical coursework like that being adopted in the Phase 2 program. Reinforced cooperation indeed will help ensure lasting positive impact. We hope, and we can only hope, that the design program of the Cooperative Center will help you prepare to face the challenges when you leave the institution on your next journey in joining the corporate world. Always remember that your safety is our primary concern in this time of pandemic. Again, good morning and God bless.
Thank you for that, sir. So, on behalf of jobs180.com po and the speakers that will be doing the talks today, we'd like to thank you for gracing us with your presence po this morning. Thank you again, sir.
You.
Thank you, sir. All right. Okay. So now that we're done with the opening remarks, let's get to our topic. So our topics for today is that number one, we will be doing online applications that will be discussed by jobs180.com. We have dressing up for interviews that will be discussed by VXI Global and answering interview questions from CDO Food Sphere. All right. So thank you to everyone who's here on time. Thank you for commenting your name and your courses. Thank you. All right. So keep it coming. Let's go to our first speaker. Our first speaker is Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director of job20.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker and has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. Ayan. So if you have questions for Sir Kim habang nagtutok siya, please feel free to put it in our comment section. All right? And if you have concerns later, address natin yan kay Sir Kim. All right? So Sir Kim, if you're ready, the floor is yours. Take it away.
To share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number one, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, ito ang pinaka-importante sa lahat. This should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay? More than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung proteksyonan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam niyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na email, ko lang, sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, paano kung ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, meron kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may iba John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong lungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, balitarin mo, gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-log in. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay, lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So, ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often that you open your social media account. So, I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM, private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes, if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Ilagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating mo sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam niyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam niyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam niyo, din dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma. Diba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kayang-kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? O sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member ng Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako yan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pag nakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na ano dapat yung gawin at hindi yung dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si eye expert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything. From top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo atensyon, Gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design, diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin? Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pag-process sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigay mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real-time. As in real-time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala lang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Huwag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to you from you soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Anong gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan. Hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo. Update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No, maliliit lang, parang business card na dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Diba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O diba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako ha. Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chu Wa. Don't forget yung Wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sir Kim. So, do we have questions from our audience? So, we are now opening the floor to questions. And coming in from Kairos Zipagan, Sir, does resume link allow us to print our resume?
Hi. Yes. If you go to, there's a print version. Yan yung gusto ko sabihin. So you can go to your account, look at your dashboard. Dun sa loob ng dashboard mo, meron doon print option. So you can choose whether you can print for 1 column or 2 column version. Pero what the system will try to do is it will try to compress lahat na info mo into 1 page. But to answer your question, yes. Hindi mo na kailangan i-type pa ulit lahat, no? Yun na mismo kung anong ginawa mo. yun na yung lalabas doon sa print option mo. Yan. I hope
Alright.
na-answer ko yung
Thank you
tanong.
for that, sir.
Yes.
It's saved as PDF, tapos saka mo siya piprint.
Oh, yes. Oo, shinortcut ko lang ibig sabihin. Pero gets mo na 'yon. Pagka ka
Alright.
nag-login kayo. Ayan, you can
Sir,
also use
I'd
that
like to
file to send. Kung gusto mo din mag-send yung PDF file, pwede mo siya i-send as attachment. Yan. Okay. Yes.
I would like to ask regarding the use of email addresses. Because lately we've been getting like sign ups from job seekers where they use their .edu accounts. So what is the danger if they use that one?
Ah, ang assumption ko dito is if you're using emails na may .edu, you are using the school provided or school issued email addresses. Kasi when you do this, if ever lang, you're going to use your school-issued email address, pwede ka naman makaregister kasi valid email yon. Now, I don't want to use the word the danger, no? Pero the implication lang here is that later on when you graduate, and I'm sure you will graduate, no? Ikaw naman, 'di ba? Sino ba ayaw graduate? So for sure pag graduate ka na, sooner or later, yung email na yon most probably will not be functional anymore. So hindi mo na siya magagamit. And that's where now we use the term danger comes in. 'Di ba? Hindi mo na talaga magagamit yung account mo, yung email na yon. So that's the reason why I recommend if you're using your school issued email addresses, you change it now. I-edit mo na. Okay? Edit mo na siya to personal email mo para hindi mo na makalimutan. Okay, now just in case lang, ay gusto mo talaga gamitin yung school email address mo, don't forget to change it or to edit it pagdating po na before kayo graduate or before you leave the school. Kasi once you don't change it, then you won't be getting any more of those notifications. Sayang naman. Okay?
Alright,
Yan.
thank you for that, sir. From Sheena San Agustin, is there an available internship at jobs18.com?
Okay. So, Ma'am Sheena, yung question nyo, is there any available internship opportunities? Definitely yes. You go to our website sa jobs180.com, no? Check for companies who are offering for internship. Kami mismo sa Jobs 180, it would depend on the type of internship that you're looking for. So again, para to save time lang to answer your question, you can explore yung mga opportunities. Tapos, challenge talaga siya ngayon, especially for this virtual world that we are in right now, diba, new normal, mahirap talaga, lalo na kung yung course ninyo would be requiring a hands-on, face-to-face type of an experience or internship. So, medyo,
Not
I
allowed
don't,
naman, sir.
ayun nga, not
Bawal
allowed
naman
nga.
yung
So,
face-to-face.
oo. Kaya mahirap talaga siya, no? Mahirap talaga maghanap ng ganung company. Pero there are a lot of companies who are offering internship programs. So just in case lang yung course nyo would be open for ganung klaseng opportunity, explore lang. Wala naman mawala. Marami diyan out there.
From Mary Grace Mauricio, how can we sign up when it is necessary to have work experience?
How
Siguro sir,
can
ito
you
yung
sign
sa
up?
registration. Mary
Okay.
Grace, pag nilagay mo dun sa third page na wala kang work experience, hindi magpa-pop up yung fourth page na nag-ask ng work experience. So, check mo ulit yung
Yes.
third page kung
Mm-mm.
na-on mo siya accidentally.
Pagdating naman
Okay.
sa work experience, you don't limit it to the corporate work experience lang. No? Kahit na nagkaroon ka ng summer job, meron kang family business or meron kang any actual work experience, racket, ganyan. Pwede mo naman yan ilagay eh. 'Di ba? As long as you're able to show proof na nagkaroon ka ng ganung klaseng work experience. Okay?
From Caleb Peragas, ano po ang pros and cons ng resume link cards?
Ano ang pros and cons? Ako, I see this more of pros, not because I'm biased. Number one, tipid ka sa pagpiprint mo. Kung talagang gusto mo magbigay ng hard copy or since maliit lang siya, hard copy. O, di ba? Magbibigay ka sa mga companies ng hard copy, yan yung isang advantage. Very handy. Hindi mo kailangan isipin kung tutupiin mo yung resume mo kasi long band or short band paper, bipit-bitin mo, baka magusot, baka mabasa. Yan, lagay mo sa wallet mo. Mabilis, no? Very handy yung resume link card. I see that more of pros because tipid and very secure the information dahil ikaw ang may control kung anong info ang ilalagay mo sa privacy settings mo. So you can change it real time even if you have already submitted that piece of paper to a company, pwede mo pa rin palit-palitin yung settings mo, 'di ba? Moving forward. those are the pros that I can see. Now, syempre, sabi ko nga, I don't want to be biased on sharing lang the pro side. Yung con side lang dito is you still have to spend for printing. You need to spend time. Kailangan mo ng oras para i-set up, i-design man lang yung card mo. Di ba? Magta-type ka pa rin, dalagay mo sa, ipagkakasya mo siya sa long bond or short bond paper para ipiprint mo. Di ba?
Hindi mo
Yun,
siya
yun yung
magamit
kung,
ngayon.
Oo nga,
Hindi mo na siya magamit.
hindi mo rin pala magagamit yan kasi walang face to face din eh. 'Di ba yung resume link card. So, pero just so you have something lang on your say in your wallet, 'di ba, or in your kung saan mo siya itatago, 'di ba? Gusto mo i-rolyo mo siya, 'di ba? Tapos ipit mo sa tenga mo, 'di ba? Ganun, 'di. Biro lang. The point ko is there's more for pro side. Yung nakita ko, maraming advantages if you want to use a resume link card. Yan, than the downside of it. The downside lang is you have to spend lang, gagastos ka. Tsaka gugupit-gupit ka syempre, 'di ba? Or
Alright.
maghihiwa-hiwa ka. Yan lang.
Sir, this is guys, for our viewers, this might be the last question that we can address. So I will be saving it for the next speaker, yung mga susunod na questions. Okay? From Michael Silod. What if HR lang po ang gusto kong makakita ng information ko at hindi ang general public? Is this possible or available sa settings?
What if the HR lang gusto mo makita? Okay, this is what you do. Very good question, Sir Michael. If you're going to set yung settings mo, real time yan, magre-reflect sa lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link. Meaning, kung today, sinet mo na don't show your address and then 5 minutes later or 5 days later, inopen mo yung address mo, ibig sabihin, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, may kita kung ano yung pinaka-recent mo na in-update doon sa iyong privacy settings. Okay. Now, to answer yung isang tanong mo dito about what if yung HR lang specific, there's a specific company lang that you want to see yung profile mo, then what I recommend is you go to, di ba, you go to jobs180.com, meron doon specific company. No? Papromote ko na rin, no? Halimbawa lang, nakita mo doon si VXI or nakita mo si CDO, Food Sphere, nakita mo, gusto mo yung company applyan, ano gagawin mo? You now have to submit your information specifically to those companies lang, sa mga gusto mong bigyan. So and that means there's when you submit yung when you click on the submit button, meron doon pop-up na screen asking for your resume link and your password. That my assumption is ikaw lang may alam yan. Diba? So you put your resume link and you put your password, then you now submit. And once you do that, dun lang yan papasok sa mga kumpanya na specific mong gustong isubmit. So hindi siya general public yung info na yun mapupunta. So I hope that should give you peace of
Siguro,
mind.
sir, ang
Sir Michael.
question niya about mga portfolio na attachments, ganyan, kung naka-hide siya, yung mga portfolio for general public, once sinubmit niyo yung profile niyo sa companies, makikita pa rin ba ng companies yun? Yung portfolio.
Doon po
Makikita siya,
yan.
sir, di ba? Kasi there's
Makikita yan, yes.
submitting, nag-a-apply ka na di ba?
Yes, tama. Makikita yan. Kung ano nilagay mo at sinubmit mo doon sa specific company, lahat na info na nilagay mo doon sa information, sa resume link mo will be seen by those specific companies na in-applyan mo. Now, pagdating naman doon sa resume link, kung public settings yan, depende kung option mo to show or hide yung mga portfolio. Even if you have those portfolio there or whatever information, if you decide in your public settings na don't show in public sa privacy mo, no? Don't show in public, hindi siya lalabas. So, I hope na answer ko yung tanong.
Yeah, okay. Ayun. So, to everyone, if you have pending questions for Sir Kim, you can send us on our Facebook Messenger. So, chat nyo lang sa amin, PM nyo lang sa amin yung questions and we'll try to address that. Alright? Sir Kim, thank you again for joining us. We are now proceeding to our next speaker. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So, for our next speaker, we have Sir Mark Jossel, MJ Felipe. He is the Talent Acquisition Officer for VXI Global. Sir MJ is the Talent Acquisition Officer of VXI Quezon City and Clark. He has been in the BPO industry for the past 8 years and has been with VXI for the last 29 months. So he has been overseeing VXI's North Luzon recruitment and sourcing. So Sir MJ is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Psychology, major in Industrial Psychology from the Bulacan State University and is a proud Bulaqueño. So Sir MJ, if you're there, please join us in our stream. Hi,
Yes,
Sir
hi
MJ.
Shari. Good
Good
morning,
morning. It's
and it's
raining
nice to
hard
see you
in my
again.
area. I don't know. I can barely hear myself talk. I'm
Mm-hmm.
shouting. Hi, sir. Do you have a
Yes. Hello,
presentation ready?
Sherry.
Hi,
Yes, I
it's
have my
up. It's up.
presentation.
It's
Yeah.
up. Ayan. So, sir, I'm giving the floor to you. I'll be back
Mm-hmm.
in 20 minutes to do the Q&A. All right, sir.
Okay.
MJ,
All
the
right.
stage is
Thank you,
yours.
Sherry. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning to our students from Rizal Technological University, as well as Jobs 180 viewers from Facebook, from their Facebook page. So, again, my name is Mark Josel Felipe. I am actually the Talent Acquisition Officer for VXI. So, I'm currently overseeing our PH call outs or interviewers team as of the moment, and I have been with the company for more than 3 years now. So for today's agenda, or our topic for today, would be tips on dressing up for your interview. For this is actually both for virtual and face-to-face interview. Okay, so let's head on now to our slides. So here are our agenda. So first one would be power dressing. So basically everything you need to know about dressing up for your interview. And I have also included here some interview tips that you can, or that you might want to consider upon your application, or once you would be attending your interview sooner. Okay, all right. So now, actually, this is just a short presentation, but I'll try to, give you guys or our viewers some examples or some ideas on what you need to consider with, preparing for your interview. Okay. So first one under power dressing is first is you need to research the company's culture and dress code. Okay. So, what outfits are considered appropriate for an interview often varies by industry. Okay? If you know people who work for the company that you are interviewing for, or that you were applying, you can ask them, what are you gonna wear for your interview, especially if you would be attending a face to face interview. All right? So, but if you don't know anyone from the company, or like say for example, you are just casually applying or walking into a company, or to apply to a certain company, you could also research from Google some information about the company's dress code as well as their cultures. Okay, because it would give you an idea what are you going to wear for your interview. Okay, so like say for example you are applying in a bank. We all know that, you know the bank usually have, or the dress code in a bank is usually on a corporate setting or a corporate attire. Okay, so definitely during your interview you have to dress appropriately, or you have to dress like, you have to feel that you are applying, or that you are already an employee of that company. Okay, so syempre, hindi ka naman magsusuot ng casual lang or ng pambahay lang during an interview sa isang bank, because you know that the bank usually requires corporate attire. Okay? Or business casual attire. So definitely you'll wear something like that, or the same as what their employees are wearing for their job or for their work. Okay? All right, another example that I have here is like, say for example, you would be applying, say for example, interested kayo na mag-apply with VXI, and you know that VXI is a BPO company. So, we all know naman that BPO is a bit lax in terms of their dress code. So, even shirt or just pants and rubber shoes definitely can go well with the interview. Okay, so yeah, that's why it's important that you have to research about the company's culture and dress code, so you can dress appropriately for your interview. Okay, so that's the number one tip that I have for today. Next one, or second one on our list, would be invest in power outfit. Okay, so in some industries, like what I've mentioned earlier, suit and ties are the norm. So that's for guys. And if you are applying for a job in this type of industries, invest in few professional or corporate or comfortable powered outfits that you can wear on your interviews. Okay, so don't just get one, because you may be asked to return for follow-up interviews, and these outfits may cost more, but they will be, that they will make you look better or look good on your interviews. Okay? So, um I would like to share with you guys an example that I have, or an experience that I have when I was still applying for a job way back 2012, when I recently graduated from college. So during that time, I only have one corporate outfit or something that I can wear for the interview. And that outfit is actually, or that attire is actually the ones that I also wear during our thesis defense. Okay, so why do we need to invest in a power outfit during or for the interview? It's because you have to invest in something that you could wear several times or multiple times. So I suggest, like what I did when way back 2012, I just have this one. I think it was a red or a light red polo shirt, polo long sleeve polo that I wear, and a slacks and a pair of good leather shoes that I usually wear, or that I used for all the interviews that I have attended when I was still applying back then. Okay. So we have to, or you guys, or one tip that I can give you guys is to invest on those clothes that you could wear several times, or kahit pag ulit-ulitin nyo, matibay siya and you know that you could wear it several times. Kasi we don't know, hindi natin alam gaano kayo katagal or gaano kadaming interviews yung a-attendan nyo before you land the job. So it's really important that you have a cloth or an attire or a dress that you could wear several times. You have to also be, the dress should also be comfortable, meaning you feel good or you feel nice if you wear that something or you wear that clothes or that attire. You have to be comfortable. You have to feel confident if you are wearing that clothes or that attire. Okay? So that's the number two, or the second tip that I can give you guys in terms of power dressing for your interview. Okay? So third item that we have here, or the third bullet that we have here, is to wear appropriate and comfortable clothes or shoes specifically. Okay? So for the shoes, it is very important, most especially if you are applying or if you would be attending a face-to-face interview. Okay? So your outfit includes your shoes too. But unfortunately, many people don't realize that. Okay? Your overall appearance won't quite have the desired impact if you wear beautiful, tailored suit with a pair of tattered and dirty shoes. Okay? So for men, a pair of shoes or loafers are usually appropriate. For women, try to be conservative and wear a pair of low heels and don't expose your toes during your interview. Okay? So for this one, you most of the time talaga, like on interviews that I have attended to before, usually talaga leather shoes yung sinusuot natin, 'di ba, during the interviews, most especially kapag yung ina-applyan natin are really corporate jobs, meaning sa mga back office, if you will be applying, say for example, like what I've set in an example a while ago, like if you would be applying in a bank, 'di ba? So it's very critical, or it's very important that you wear formal shoes during your interview. Okay? And that goes to for the girls or for the ladies. You have to wear like a shoes not exposing your toes. Hindi pwede yung sandals. Yeah, you could wear doll shoes, but it's more you have to wear something that it's more formal, or it's more suitable for the job that you are applying for. Okay, so this is the tip. This tip goes to if you would be attending a face-to-face interview. All right, but like the example that I have mentioned to you guys earlier, like say for example, you would be applying for a BPO company. So yun nga, hindi naman masyadong strict in terms of the outfit or in terms of the dress code sa BPO company, as long as hindi ka naka-tsinelas, hindi ka naka-shorts, hindi ka naka-sleeveless, you can go ahead and apply for a BPO company. Okay? So even your rubber shoes, it's okay if yung a-applyan nyo is a BPO company or in a BPO setup. Okay? All right. And next one that we have on our list here is to try your outfit. Okay, the night before, or even though you might have tried your clothes before you bought them, put a whole outfit in a while you're at home to be sure that it's appropriate. Make sure that you walk and sit comfortably, and you may even wish to sort your have a simple dress rehearsal, answering your interview questions for or with your interview outfit. Okay? So for this one, um, trying out your interview outfit would give you a glimpse of how are you going to present yourself during the interviews that you would be attending. Okay? Why you need to try that? Like say for example, kagaya ngayon, we are still in a pandemic and most of the interviews that we are attending are virtually or it's being done over the phone. So technically, hindi mo siya matatry yung outfit mo. But paano pag bumalik na tayo, say for example, sa face-to-face interviews or when the things are better in the future and that you would be wearing the same clothes that you used to wear before. Like if you are attending interviews before. Tapos, wala kang backup na clothes or wala kang backup na damit for the interview. Tapos pag suot mo siya ng umaga ng interview mo, masikip na pala siya or pumayat ka pala during the pandemic. So, hindi ka na, you won't feel comfortable, you won't feel confident wearing those clothes kasi hindi na siya fit sa'yo or hindi na maganda yung itsura niya sa'yo. So this is why trying your outfit prior your interview is very important. Okay? Next one, or the fifth item that we have here is to don't accessorize or don't over accessorize. Whether you are a male or a female, accessories are very important. However, try not to wear too much jewelry, especially large and flashy and distracting ones. And it may take attention away from you or from what you are saying, or rather than bling that you are sporting. Okay, if you are a male, a nice watch and a nice belt are good options. Okay, so this item is actually more for the ladies. Okay, kasi ngayon medyo uso yung mga malalaki na mga earrings, yung mga sobrang flashy na mga necklaces. Same with the guys, uso yung mga bling-blings, yung mga malalaki na necklaces, yung mga chains, chokers, and the like. So yung mga something that we need to consider if mag-accessorize tayo for the interview. A plain stud earrings for girls is fine. Good watch for the guys as well as for the ladies then, and a nice belt would do. Okay? So hindi natin kailangan sa interview ng mga malalaki or madadami na mga accessories. So the plain self, the better. Okay? All right. And last on the tips that I would be leaving you for you guys for today would be is to groom yourself. Okay? So besides your outfit, make sure that your hair looks neat, your fingernails are clean. You'll have to shake hands with people at the interview and you don't want them to see the dirt under your fingernails. Okay? So hindi lang importante na maganda yung outfit mo for your interview. It's also important that you are properly and well groomed for your interview. Meaning, naligo ka prior your interview, mabango ka during the interviews, nakapagsuklay ng maayos, nakapag-toothbrush. Those are the important things that you would also need to consider prior to attending your interview. Why is it important? It's because first impressions last. So, syempre, as an interviewer, I would always remember someone na, ay, ito yung aplikante na mabango during the interview. And you would want yourself to be remembered as that rather than sasabihin natin na, say for example, ang ma-remember sa'yo ng recruiter, ay, yan ata yung candidate na medyo may amoy or parang hindi nalabahan yung damit niya during the interview. So, maaalala tayo ng mga interviewers or ng mga recruiters natin with that. And we have to also be, prepared, not only the way we dress ourselves, but also the way we groom ourselves. Because if you come prepared for your interview, it would also give your recruiter or your interviewers that you are really into the job and that you are really interested for the job because you prepared well for the interview. Okay? All right, so let's proceed on to the next slide. So we're done with the power dressing. So let me just give you a few tips that you also need to consider prior to attending your interviews or before you submit your application, because there are also some items that you need to consider aside from dressing well for your interview. Okay? All right, first one is to research about the organization. Okay? So research not just about the company's culture or the dress code, but you have to also research about the organization. Okay? It is also important that you research or that you read well or go through well the job description for the job that you are applying for. Okay? Kasi ayaw naman natin nung a-attend ka ng interviews tapos hindi naman pala yun yung gusto mo na trabaho talaga. Like say for example, nabasa mo lang yung title ng job position sa Jobs 180 na site and then hindi naman pala yun when you go through the job description, iba pala siya, iba pala yung perception mo of the job that you are applying for. So it's very important that you research not just about the company's organization, dress code and culture, but you also research about the job description of the job that you were applying for. Para lang then you are really, ready for the interview as well as for the job. Para hindi din kayo mapapasubo kapag, say for example, natanggap na kayo dun sa in-applyan nyo na trabaho. Okay? Alright, next one is to analyze the job description and the requirements of the job. Okay, so it is always posted naman sa mga job application sites natin like Jobs 180. It is also advertised yung mga job descriptions and yung mga requirements na kailangan for the company. Okay? The requirements, ito yung mga usually medyo marami tayong mga nami-miss during this or checking the requirements of the job. Like say for example, basic qualifications. Like example na lang sa company sa DXI. It's very important that a job seeker is at least 18 years old and should finish at least high school, old curriculum, or senior high school with a new curriculum. So yun yung mga basic requirements na kailangan natin. Usually across companies, especially BPO, yun din talaga yung hinahanap nila or yun din talaga yung requirements or qualifications that they are actually looking for. It's very important that you are at least 18 years old and at least high school graduate. Okay? So you have to also research about that, lalo na, say for example, or to cite an example again, is if you are applying for a flight attendant position, like say for example, flight attendant or a hotel associate. So, syempre, itong mga job descriptions na to would require height and weight requirements. So, it's very important that you have to, check the requirements prior to sending your application and prior to attending the interviews. Okay? Para alam nyo talaga before pa lang kayo mag-attend na, ay, pasok ako dito sa qualifications dito. So, definitely, it would give you, the confidence that you would also need and para ma-check nyo din alongside yung requirements if qualified ba kayo for the job or not. Okay? Alright, next one is to prepare your responses. Okay? So, mag-ready na kayo. The common questions during the interviews, meron yan available sa Google, pati na din sa YouTube. You could research on that one para you could prepare your responses, especially dun sa mga questions na, typical questions na tinatanong during the interviews like, introduce yourself and tell something about your hobbies and interests and how do you see yourself like 10 years from now. So those are the questions that usually tinatanong talaga during the interviews because the recruiter would have it would be able to have or to give the recruiter's idea about yourself or to really know more about you. Okay? Next one is to learn about common interview questions. So like what I've mentioned earlier, merong mga questions na talagang default na tinatanong during the interviews, not unless you would be asked questions like technical questions or questions that are really specific about the job. So you have to really prepare yourself for the interview because it's really the interview, ito yung determining point kung makakapasok kayo for the job or that you would be considered for the job. Okay? Next one that we have here is to fix your posture. So you have been dressed well for the interview. Maganda na yung suot mo. You feel confident. But it's also very important that you fix your posture, especially during the interviews, both face-to-face or virtual. You have to show interest. You have to really carry yourself well during the interview para makikita ng interviewer because it would also reflect on yourself then that you carry yourself well, that you are really eager for the job because you show interest to your recruiter or to the job that you are applying for. Okay? Because preparing yourself for the interview also shows would really display your interest for the job. Okay? All right, next one is to prepare your outfit. This is what I've mentioned earlier. Make yourself ready for the interview. Prepare yourself. Prepare your outfit the night or an hour before your interview, just so you have the confidence and you have to feel comfortable during your interview. Okay? All right, next item, the seventh item that I have here is to update your resume. Okay? Make sure that your resume is up to date, meaning nakalagay doon yung recent um, educational or the highest educational attainment that you have. Make sure that you're also that your resume also reflects the most recent job that you have, and make sure that your skill sets and the certifications that you have are also reflected on your resume. Okay, so because if your resume is ready, it would give the interviewer easier view of the qualifications that you have for the job. Okay. All right. Next item is to prepare to take notes. So meaning have a pen ready both for face-to-face and virtual interviews, or you could also use your phone to take notes for the interviews, or if you would be given important details by the recruiter, make sure that you are prepared to take note of that one. Okay. All right. And the next step that I have here are for those who would be attending virtual interviews. Make sure that you check your audio and video prior to the interview. Okay? Make sure na okay ang internet connection mo, and make sure that your phone's battery or your phone is fully charged for the interview, because we don't know kung gaano katagal yung aabutin ng interviews ninyo, so make sure that you are ready for it. Okay? Meaning ready yung phone nyo, audio nyo, na-check nyo na dapat, mag-test run kayo. Could, try calling some friends para matesting nyo ang video ninyo and ang audio ninyo for the interview. And make sure that your internet connection is okay. But if you would be doing the interviews over the phone, make sure that you have a good signal always. Okay? And hindi lang importante yung signal, or hindi lang importante na contactable ka during the interviews or during your interview schedules, because say for example, as an interviewer, one of the challenges that we have sa mga candidates namin na i-interview ay say for example, nakapasa na sila for the interview, tapos pagtatawagan na namin sila for the job offer, hindi na makontakt yung number nila. So it's very important that you have good signal. Your phone has good signal para makakontakt kayo talaga ng recruiters ninyo for any updates about your application. Okay? And lastly, always smile and be yourself. So this is one important tip that I can leave you guys for today. Okay? Be confident, smile during the interview, and just be yourself. Be yourself meaning hindi na need na magsisinungaling kayo for the interview just to impress your candidate. Yes, you have to sell yourself properly to your interviewer, but it's very important that you have to tell all the truth to your recruiters or your interviewers. Okay? You don't have to make up stories. You don't have to impress your recruiters that much kung wala naman talaga. Being yourself is the key to for you to be able to say that you are really confident for the job, because you know, as an applicant, you know your strengths, or you should also know your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so those are the tips that I could give you guys for today. And before I let go of, or before I end my presentation, I would leave you guys this quote from the Joyce brothers. A strong positive self-image is the best possible preparation for success. Okay, so you have to prepare yourself both physically, mentally for your interviews and for the job that you are applying for. Okay. All right, so those are the tips that I would be leaving you guys for today. And now that you are ready to ace your interviews, I think it's high time that you guys to apply, especially with our company VXI. So you could just search VXI on Facebook, or you could search VXI PH through Jobs 180 and send us your application through there. Okay, and I've seen earlier that there are some psychology and human resources viewers for leaving their contact details in the comment section. You could send also your application with us. Students are very open to apply here at DXI as we are currently looking for virtual interns, meaning your internship program will be done over virtually, or meaning you don't have to report to work or you don't have to report on site. So you can send your applications through jobs180.com, or you can send us an email at careersph@vxi.com with the subject line internship underscore RTU with your last name, so we can prioritize your application for this. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for listening. And thank you so much again, Jobs 180, for having me again. Have a great day and stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, Sir MJ. So for our
Thank you,
viewers,
Shari.
live for your questions. So first up from Alfred Nulian, any tips po para sa mga nagpahaba ng buhok na lalaki bago po ang interview? Okay lang po ba na hindi pagupitan basta maitali ng maayos or better magpagupit na lang?
Mhm. Okay, so Alfred, good morning. So to answer your questions, there are actually several situations for this one. Like what I've mentioned earlier, if you are applying for, like say for example, you would be applying in a BPO company or in a BPO setup. It's very it's fine if your hair is long or as long as it's neatly tied. However, if you are really looking for a corporate job, like say for example, mag-a-apply ka sa bank. So sa bank, medyo strict talaga sila in terms of the haircut. So parang nung nag-aaral tayo, it's 2 by 3 usually. So you have to also consider which industry you will be applying for the job. Okay?
All right, thank you for that, sir. Next question from Michael Kuntapay. Does the internship, sorry nawala. Is the internship only available to BS psychology students?
Mhm. Okay, so since the internship program that we have, or the opening that we have for interns currently are for our recruitment team or talent acquisition team, so most of the interns that we are looking for are basically those that are connected to the course that you're currently taking. So basically, psychology, business management or business courses. So those are the type of applicants or candidates that we are accepting for the job. But definitely you can send still your applications or your resumes to our email addresses, and then we'll try to look for departments that would fit the courses that you are currently taking. Para lang din in line pa din siya to what course you are currently in.
Sir, last question.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sure, go,
May
go
we
ahead.
ask
Sorry.
regarding the VXI opportunities that is available for fresh graduates?
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, like what I've mentioned earlier, Sari, if you are at least 18 years of age with or without BPO experience, and if you are at least high school graduate for old curriculum and senior high school graduate for the new curriculum, you can definitely apply with VXI. So, the current openings that we have are for customer service representatives. We also do have technical support representatives and sales associate, but there are also several corporate openings that you could try. You could just message us through Facebook at VXIPH. We also have job postings in jobs180.com. You could also search VXIPH, and you could go through and browse the open positions that we have for VXI today.
All right. So thank you for that, sir. So guys, the link is it's on your screen. It's jobsready.com
Mhm.
slash VXI. So if you want to explore further, that's where you go. So Sir MJ, on behalf of RTU, sorry, we have another one from Jessica Del Rosario. How ba lang namin, sir?
Sure.
Does VXI have a work from home setup opportunity?
Mhm. Okay, so just to answer your question, unfortunately now most of our agents are working on site, but VXI is committed to making sure that our site is equipped with high tech technologies, to making sure that everyone is safe. So we do sanitations of our workstations of our facilities. We also do have deploy security personnel as well as healthcare professionals that would, assist you for, or just to make sure that everyone is safe if ever you would be working with us.
All right, thank you for that, sir. A question here from Sir Dong. Hi, Sir Dong.
Mhm.
Sir Dong, what is the setup of your internship since CHED is not allowing the face-to-face internship? Virtual po, tama.
Yes, that's correct, Shari and Sir Dong. So currently, all of the internship programs that we have are being done virtually. So you don't have to report on site. So everything is being conducted virtually.
All right. So, sir, on my last spill. So,
Mhm,
thank you, Sir MJ, for joining us this morning. So, we hope to see you
mhm.
again in future sessions po. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Shari, and thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Have
you,
a
sir.
great day
Have
and
a
stay
great day po.
safe.
All right. So guys, if may mga hindi ako nasagot na tanong, i-ask natin sa third speaker natin. Alright? Our third speaker will be discussing interview questions. She is Miss Kathy Claire Velasquez. She is the recruitment supervisor from CDO. And Miss Kathy is a graduate of BA Behavioral Science from UP Manila. And she's been with CDO Food Sphere for 4 years now. So she handles HR recruitment. So, Miss Casey, if you're there, please join us.
Hi, hello, good morning.
Morning. Ayan. Ma'am, can we test your screen?
Sure, sure. Okay,
Yes, ma'am. It's up.
can you see
So,
it?
yes, ma'am. So,
Okay.
ma'am, I'll leave you to it. So, you have 30 minutes to do it, and then I'll be back for the Q&A po. So, Miss
Okay,
Casey,
thank
the
you.
screen is yours. Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much. Okay, so hi, good morning, Rizal Technological University. Good morning, students, fresh graduates, or job seekers. I hope everyone is feeling good or doing good today despite the situation we're facing. Again, my name is Kathy Claire Velasquez, and you may call me Miss Casey. And as mentioned, I'm a recruiter. I'm the recruitment supervisor now in CDO Food Sphere Incorporated. So, for my topic for today's session is giving you tips again, no? To add lang po with mentioned by Sir MJ in acing job interviews. I'll be also sharing with you some tips on how to answer mga basic interview questions or yung mga gas-gas common questions, no? Then, okay, so to start with my presentation, I know most of you students are now excited to graduate and land a successful job. However, before landing the dream job, syempre you'll need to prepare several things for the job interview. Okay, so interviews are your chance to sell your skills, your capabilities to your targeted possible employer. Kasi some would have during ano pa lang no, nag-aaral pa lang sila, they're eyeing for a certain company na no. So there, this is also your chance to find out if the job or the position are right for you. So here are some tips in preparation for the scheduled virtual interviews. So I think na-mention naman most of this by Sir Andrew. So just to refresh, tip number one is the most basic tip. No, research the company before the interview as well as the position you're applying for. So the most basic tip, do your research. During interviews, it is important for us, interviewers, employers, to know how interested you are in applying in our company. So this is being manifested on how well you know our company, our products or services offered. For example, we have experienced an applicant during interview. So I tend to break the ice kasi by answering, by asking like how come did you know our company or how well do you know CDO Food Sphere, and I think yung natanong ko sa kanya that time is could you name top three or could you name your most favorite breakfast? And syempre, the applicant responded na favorite product daw po niya is our competitor's product. So syempre, this would be an automatic minus point for the applicant for obvious reason. No? Some would also tend to provide generic answers like I know CDO is a big company. it's an established company, so I'd like to work here. But ano yung alam mo sa company? So, hindi siya nag-research. So, pag tinanong ko, where are we located? Hindi niya alam. So, yun, very much, very important siya, very critical on the in setting the tone of the interview. Okay? Tip number two would be answer questions using experience. So rather than giving hypothetical answers like, if that happens to me, I think, ma'am, I'll do this, I'll do that. Instead, give answers that you can relate or experiential answers. No? So, for example, ma'am, to answer your question, I can relate that to a scenario or a project that I have worked back in college. No? So later I'll be citing examples or citing sample responses. Okay. Then in that way, if you'd be answering pertaining or supporting it with your experiential or experience, we can assess, employers or interviewers can assess better how you handle certain situations. Tip number three would be give your full attention during interview. So, with the common norm now, dahil pandemic, hindi na po, we've transitioned from on-site interview to virtual interviews na lang. So, since you're at home, make sure you find the most conducive place to have your online interview. And also inform your family members that you have scheduled interviews to avoid them having you distracted or call you in the middle of the call. So, other types of distractions may be if you have pet, pwedeng yung pagtakol nila or crying of your siblings or noise coming from your television or radio, no? But, yan. So, bakit siya very important? So, this may greatly affect your interview because once you're distracted, it may sometimes affect your answer as well. So, make sure to give your full attention. Now, tip number four is provide honest answers. So, narinig ko na mention din to ni Sir MJ. So, you don't need to make stories just to impress your employers. Provide honest answer or sincere answers. No, recruiters are trained to detect if you're telling at the truth or lying. So, better answer honestly. I'm not saying that recruiters are mind readers. No, it's more of we practice probing questions na parang to check kahit ba paikot-ikutin yung kwento or the questions, mag-a-arrive pa rin ba tayo on a certain answer. So, sometimes, nangyayari is, yun nga, minsan nagkakalabo-labo na or hindi nagta-tie up yung story. So, ang tendency, si applicant would nabablank out siya or minsan nararattle na siya, hindi na rin kinakabahan na siya, no? So, pag ganun yung nangyayari, syempre you need to breathe in, breathe out, and relax again, and remember to be yourself. Okay? Yeah. So, bakit then very important to answer honestly? Because we can assess if we can endorse you for a specific role that will be fit for the background or mas ma-endorse ka namin to some or to specific job role that interests you better. So, just to share my personal experience, back in college, during internship pa lang, I'm really seeing myself in the field of recruitment. And syempre, after graduating, I targeted to apply in CDO and I was interviewed. However, the position is for training and OD team. Then I really expressed that I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I'm really looking for recruitment related position. So, syempre, I was not shortlisted, but after a couple of weeks, I received a call again and stating that they have an opening again, and I applied again, and fortunately, I was able to land my current job. Okay? Yan. So, bakit siya important? Because tinitignan natin yung part of red flags would be your commitment, no? Do you really see yourself staying in the company? And syempre, if for regular position siya, will be offering you some trainings, may mga career ano din tayo, no? Mga career milestones. So, iniiwasan natin if someone na meron pala, I tend to stay in the company for 6 months lang, so I'm just looking for a job. So, you'll be mostly shortlisting applicants that yun nga, that shows great commitment than others po. Okay? Tip number 5 is be presentable. So, avoid using your pajamas. As much as possible, wear smart casual. So, wear a blouse or a collared shirt. And this is a way of telling the employer or the interviewer that you are prepared for the meeting. So, this goes as well with your environment. So, make sure to clean the area that can be seen in the video as it gives good impression that you are organized. But then again, with the current technology that we have, you may just use background effects as well. Okay. Tip number 6 is be on time or right, be on time. So actually, be earlier no than the scheduled interview because this would give you enough time to check if your audio, your video, or internet connection are all working prior to the call. So explore also or familiarize yourself with the platforms to use. Kasi I'm very sure that not all companies are using the same platform. So for example, in CDO, we're using mostly Google Meet. For some, siguro Skype or Zoom or Viber, no? So, very important siya because yung na-experience ko, no, we have an applicant, fresh graduate, nag-confirm siya of the interview. However, 5 minutes before the virtual interview, she asked for help. She's having trouble with accessing or um, exploring the Google Meet, no? So she's not familiar with the functionalities or the options. So tendency or I mean the ending is she was able to join the interview, however, na late siya of a couple of minutes. So yun, as much as possible, explore and familiarize yourself with those, as I mentioned, no, with those platforms. Now, let us move on to the most I mean the focus of my presentation. So, how to answer basic interview questions nga ba? Some, kasi marami yan sa internet, no? They would just click and siguro use the answers provided. So, the tendency is, lalo na ngayon po is phone interview, virtual interview. So, minsan meron na yan mga kopya, they would memorize. Yun, sana hindi yun mangyari to all of you, no? So, I'll be giving you siguro patterns on how to answer those common or gas-gas interview questions. Okay? Yeah. So, ano ba yung mga gas-gas common interview questions? So, I'm guilty of this, no? Miss Casey, could you tell me about yourself? Why do you want to work at this company? Why should we hire you? What are your strengths, your weaknesses? Or why are you currently exploring? Okay? So, sorry, this frequently asked questions, ano bang purpose niya, is to touch on the essentials hiring managers want to know about every candidate. So, the three main focus would be, number one is, tinatanong namin siya to get answers, who you are, why you are good, or why are you are fit for the job, and lastly is, what are you good at, or what can you give or contribute to the team there. So this may not be the exact questions, but if you have the answers in mind, kasi nga nandiyan yung pattern, you'll be prepared for just anything the interviewer throws your way po. Okay, so we move on to that number one. Yun nga, no? Tell me about yourself, Miss Casey, Paula, John. This is very simple but crucial, no? Usually, ito yung ginagamit to just to break the ice, no? Don't give complete employment or history. Instead, give a concise answer that shows your number one, personality, something interesting about you, and why you're fit for the job. So, for example, hi, I'm Casey. I just graduated with my degree in behavioral sciences last 2 months ago. So, this is an example, no? I pursued that field of study because I've always been interested on understanding how social relationships work. And while looking for a job, I have been busy with planting and volunteering in our church activities. I'm very much interested to joining your organization in CDO because I can relate to your company's core values and I believe I can impart something to CDO. Okay, there. Number two is why do you want to work at this company? So be aware of generic answers like, I heard kasi ma'am, you offer good benefits. I believe this company can give me a great work experience. No? So pag pinrobe ko yung question, they what do you mean by you've heard a good benefits? Ano pong particularly yung mga offer ni CDO? And yun nga, they would go blank, no? Yun pala, parang very generic lang siya. So, as much as possible, going back to my tip number one kanina, is do your research and point to something that makes the company unique that really appeals to you. Okay? So, for example, ma'am, I want to join your company because I can relate with your vision and mission statements. I have always been interested to companies that give importance to employees and gives back to their communities. So, because I heard CDO has this non-profit organization that supports individuals who are in need. So, I think I'm on the right track. Parang ganon. So, actually, this was my answer before. No, I'm very much interested talaga in CDO back then because of the non-profit organization. So I was fond of doing volunteering works back then. Third, why should we hire you? This question seems too forward and intimidating for some, no? But if asked, this is your chance to sell yourself and skills, but making sure to be always true to yourself, no? So, for example, for fresh graduates, ma'am, you should hire me, even though I may lack experience and knowledge as of now but as a fresh graduate, I am very optimistic and ready to learn and get started. I'm well versed with Microsoft tools and editing tools that may be used with data preparation and reporting. Also, I'm very much willing to grow and develop more in this position, and I believe by putting significant efforts, I can contribute something for the company. There. Number four is what are your greatest strengths? So when answering this, think of quality, not quantity. So baka kasi yung some no would go to dictionaries, list down all the positive adjectives and apply it to yourself, no? But siguro my advice is to at least prepare at least five or um as a as a recruiter, I tend to ask for your top three greatest strengths lang naman. So and then when answering, support it with an experiential answer. So for example, ma'am, I think I'm good in leading a team because back in college, I was elected as a president of a student council and I was able to launch or spearhead most of the programs and projects, and they all turned out successfully. Or you may also relate this to time management. Like, ma'am, part of my strengths would also be managing my time because back in college again, I was able to manage or to balance my work as a as a working student and also my academics there. Fifth is weaknesses. So, what are your weaknesses? Interviewers ask this to identify any red flags, like for example, red flags in terms of punctuality. Baka you mention you tend to be late or commitment or even integrity. And also, this is our way to assess your self-awareness and your honesty. So, to answer this, think of something that you have struggled with but you're currently working on to improve. For example, ma'am, I think part of my weakness is public speaking, but currently I'm working on it by volunteering hosting to our social or family gatherings, or even participating and leading in our church initiatives or programs. Or you may also relate this to time management, like ma'am, I'm working on my managing my time by doing to-do list and applying this to my daily routine of life. So far, I think I was able to improve by I was able to do all the listed responsibilities that I have for the day. And so I hope that I can be better um, immediately there. Next is number 6. Why are you currently, or why are you leaving your current job, or why are you exploring? To answer this one, provide honest answer and try to keep things on a positive note. Like I'm looking for I left my previous job, or I'm currently exploring because I'm looking for personal and career growth and better opportunities in the field of specific that you'd be interested to explore. So for example, field of marketing or quality assurance or sales, no? Kasi hindi lahat, like for example, a graduate of nursing, ngayon ay nasa finance career path. Yun. So, they tend to shift career path, so on. If ever na-experience man yung first job, hindi nagustuhan, they tend to explore other opportunities out there. Okay? 7, I think that is my last, no? What motivates you? For this one, the common answer I get is family. Of course, ako din, no? What motivates me is my family. But as much as possible, guys, try to answer that is relevant to the role in the company. Like, what motivates me, ma'am, is learning new things, accepting new challenges or roles, good mentoring or coaching, or even the work environment itself. There. Okay, so before I end this, I'd like to give you reminders, no? Number 1, don't feel nervous about being nervous. Most interviewers or employers understand that applicants are nervous, no? However, employers want to see how you respond under pressure and not how you act like pressure doesn't exist. Okay? Number 2 is interviews improve with practice. So for many people, the only way that they do well in interviews is by doing a lot of them, no? So if you're one of those people, the more the better, no? Okay. I'd like to also take this opportunity, guys, to introduce our company to you, CDO Food Sphere Inc. So CDO is a food manufacturing based in the Philippines. We have been in the industry. Sorry, this is 4 to 6 years. And quick trivia: CDO means Corazon Dairoong. That's the name of our founder. We have manufacturing plants both here in Valenzuela and in Malvar, Batangas plant. Then we are now composed of around 5,200 employees. We are ISO certified and yeah, 400 SKUs and 20 plus brands. Just let me read some of our mission and vision and also core values. No, for mission, we champion meal times and unite families through food that calls them home. We live to bring them the freshness and delight of home style cooking that fills their heart. For our vision, we will be the most trusted food company. Love for how our food creations bring and bond all generations of people together. For our core values, we are passionate about customers and consumers. We are innovative and entrepreneurial. Love for God, integrity, open and collaborative. So all our programs and management decisions are all anchored in the values that we have. So very important to review this if you're applying, so that you could assess if you share the same with the company that you're applying for. Okay, so just to name some of our products, yeah. So we venture in frozen meat, canned fish, dairy, and sweet preserves. So just to show some of the pictures so that you can be familiarized or familiar with our products. Hot dogs and sausages, there's the Idol, Bibo, Holiday, na Christmas hams this coming Christmas season. Yeah, we offer holiday ham, bacon patties, tocinos, and mga longganisa. We also have breaded products like tonkatsu, chicken nuggets, and Chinese delis. Corned beef, yung Highlands and Carne Norte, if you're familiar, and mga luncheon meats. For the canned tuna, we have San Marino bottled fish, mga Spanish sardines, cream dory, and canned mackerel. We also have products na rin with dairies, cheese block, sliced cheese balls, cheese bread. And lastly, we have sweet preserves, no? Kaong and nata de coco. Okay, so as mentioned a while ago then, aside from CDO as a business, we also have a nonprofit organization, and this offers 5 different programs or streams. Gabay Nutrisyon, Gabay Edukasyon, Gabay Kalikasan, Gabay Hanap Buhay, and Gabay Lingkod. Lastly, as a company, we believe that we are responsible to keeping our environment clean and green. So we have some initiatives toward sustainability or sustainable environment. There is wastewater treatment, recycling efforts, use of solar energy, and also reduction of plastic usage there. So I think that's it for my presentation. Please do contact us, like or follow us in our email address, Facebook page, website, and also feel free to send your applications or resumes through jobs180.com/CDO. Thank you for listening. Do you have any questions, guys?
All right. So thank you for that, Miss Casey. So we are now opening the floor for questions. First up is from Kelvin Ace Gabute. From Lendel Nunez Casula. Good morning, Miss Casey. May I know if CDO has an internship program for biology students?
Okay, thank you for your question, Lendel. To answer, as of the moment, CDO is still on the process of creating a program that may cater virtual setup, no? Kasi as of the moment, yun nga, yung in compliance with the CHED, sana yung mga interns natin would be doing virtual setup, no? So, unfortunately, none so far.
All right. Thank you for that, Miss Casey. From Kelvin Gabute, malaki po ba ang bearing kung saang university po graduate during job seeking?
Thank you for your question, Calvin. Sige. Very traditional before, no, to answer. Before, sabi nila, mayroon niyang mga top 1, 2, 3 na tinitingnan yung mga recruiters. However, sa ngayon, the trend is now more of how you present yourself, what can you offer in CDO, and the skill set that you have. So, important pa rin si university, but it's more of how you handle na and how you present nga or sell yourself to the employers.
All right, thank you for that. From Meljeline, as from Abiera Jake Derigay. What if pag nag-virtual interview po ako, maingay yung aso nila, would that be a minus point for my interview?
Okay, sige. Thank you for your question, Jake. Wala kayong pet, pero, sorry masungit ang kapitbahay.
Pet ng
May pet
kapitbahay,
sila.
pet ng
Okay,
kapitbahay mamaingay.
okay, sige. So, yun nga, no, to, if ever siguro, first step would be to check muna saan ba mas conducive place to have your interview. If talagang rinig pa rin, syempre, hindi naman lahat ay soundproof, no? We would understand, just siguro let us know before the interview, siguro na mas pasintabi ka na lang if there would be noises around you. Kasi yun nga, you are in this current situation, parang there.
All right. From John Mark Ancheta, any advice or tips when the interviewers ask, what are your salary expectations?
Okay, sige. So, Sir John Mark, to answer your question, number one, going back siguro on my the initial tip, no, is to do research, no. Aside sa company and the position you're applying for is, ano na ba yung current trend, magkano na yung offer on that specific role. So, it differs kasi on the company that you're applying for. Syempre, if BPO yan, if manufacturing, magkaiba yung rates, no. And also the positions, if license ba yung kailangan nila or yung generic lang. So siguro for manufacturing and for fresh graduates, if entry level lang siya, staff positions, it would range probably around 18 above. So siguro safe answer na siya. But then again, going back, do your research. So kung registered chemist ka, para mas malaki ba yung offer kapag ganito ka, dito ka nag-apply, parang ganon. So, yeah, going back, do your research.
Alright, thank you for that. Next one from Meljeline Ordonio. Tanong ko lang po, required po ba na dapat English ang isasagot sa interview? May pag-asa po bang makapasa kapag Tagalog ang sagot? Mas comfortable po kasi ang Tagalog at iwas blanco kasi yun po ang kahinaan ko.
Okay, so thank you, Meljeline. Okay, so to answer your question, yan, it differs or it varies on the company in the type of industry that you're applying for. If BPO yan, syempre, they're very much looking for communication skills. So they would like to hire someone that's good in English or that has potential to improve in English. However, for some, like for example, manufacturing or dun sa position na ina-applyan mo, very much technical, like ano ba, engineering or for QA, tinitingnan namin yung communication skills in terms of comprehension. If hindi man ma-deliver during the virtual interview, meron kasi kami rin pong other assessment to evaluate your com skills. So, sa QA kasi important is doing reports. So, dapat good grammar ka. If hindi man the verbal communication, might as well practice the interpersonal.
Alright, thank you for that. Next one from Jumaira Bagares. Regarding the question, why are you leaving your current job? If the reason was harassment or some sort, should we disclose it?
Okay, so if it falls to very much private or ano siya, sensitibo ba, sensitive subject siya, you may just say personal reasons or if nag-probe pa si employer, siguro hindi, sagutin mo siya honestly but not to um, pinpoint negative dun sa inyong current employers. Then again, during the application naman, I'm sorry, recruiters or employees are doing their background checks then. So, malalaman din naman yan siguro po of the possible employers.
Okay. Ma'am Casey, I'm sorry, madami pang question na.
Sure po.
From Michael Kuntapay, how should we respond if the interviewer asked this question? What would you feel if I didn't hire you?
How should you respond? So, honestly and sincerely answer the questions. What would you feel if you were not hired or you were not selected for the role? So, yun. Better to answer it honestly but end it on a positive note. So, I think I would feel sad or I feel down because I was not shortlisted. But could you tell me or could you give me tips on how to improve myself so that for the next interview I can improve myself and make sure to be hired for the next time.
Okay. From May Pasho, hi ma'am, will CDO accept fresh grad applicants who did not undergo virtual OJ?
Okay. CDO accepts fresh graduates as long as you were able to finish your curriculum or your degree. So, if proven naman that you were able to finish the program with diplomas, with TOR, yes, we accept.
From Angelica Orazon, what is the best answer kapag tinanong what is your edge from other applicants?
Okay, so thank you, Angelica. Edge from other applicants. So, before the interviews, better prepare for yourself, assess yourself, so do your self-assessment, and honestly review ano ba yung skills set that you can offer on a certain company. So, if very generic siya, might as well look for something unique that you can offer. For example, I think my edge would be I'm good in editing. So I think I could rate myself or professional in terms of using Microsoft Excel. And hindi kasi lahat ng applicants are well versed in those kinds of systems. O yung iba naman familiar with SAP. It's a system usually used by manufacturing companies. That would be an edge.
All right. So thank you for that, ma'am. Um, may I know if CDO has an internship for psychology students?
Okay. Hi, Shello. Unfortunately, yun nga po, no, we're currently on the process of creating our own program just to cater dun sa virtual internship that the CHED is requesting for. No? So for now, none so far, Miss Shello.
From Michael Silot, Ma'am, what if sinabi po ng HR, we will call you after ng interview? Final verdict na po ba yun na hindi tanggap or may chance pa po?
Hi, Michael. Sige. So, eto, I won't like to give answers generically, no? So, eto is more specifically siguro in CDO, no? When we do conduct interviews and we say we will call you or kindly expect a feedback after 1 week, ganyan. We as much as possible, we try to talagang comply dun sa binigay naming days. No? So if ever 1 week yan, rest assured you'll be receiving an email from us if rejected po kayo or hindi na shortlist. Pero for some, I can't say no kasi yun nga, yung iba, baka nga sobrang dami na nang ginagawa, hindi na nabalikan. Hindi naman lahat na kapag sinabing we'll call you after ng interview, we'll call you na lang for feedback. Hindi lahat po noon ay ibig sabihin bagsak. We're just doing some assessments na hindi pa alam. So that would be summarizing what we've talked about, your examination results, there.
Okay, ma'am. Any tips for answering out of the box questions? Madami pa, Miss Casey, mga dalawa pa yung nakalinya dito. So,
Sige, sure po. Sige. Ray, any tips po sa pagsagot ng mga out of the box questions? You mean like out of the box like could you tell me how did you commute going to CDO? Parang ganun or how you cook noodles, mga ganyan, out of the box. Sige. Yun, wala namang tricks on answering that. It's more of siguro be honest lang talaga and prepare kasi for recruiters or employees, siguro ang tinitingnan namin is how you handle those unexpected situations, no? If magra-rattle ka ba, if some kasi is nagma-memorize na eh. So, na-experience namin siya very dire-diretso. Tapos, pag tinanong mo na siya ng iba, hindi niya na alam. So, yun yung purpose din. And also, to add, communication skills. If maayos ka ba mag-explain, like step by step, malinaw ba yung message mo, and so on.
from Jennifer Sambahon, tama po ba na hindi i-disclose ng interviewer ang reason bakit hindi natanggap yung nag apply?
Okay, for some reason, in CDO, very generic din yung aming way of telling someone or applicant that you're not shortlisted with the given criteria. So, possible na pwedeng during the initial assessment, may mas okay na candidate or dun sa examinations, hindi talaga nag-workout, bagsak po tayo. So, however, very generic lang siya kasi hindi siya hindi tayo naka-setup na one-on-one ulit na schedule kita ng feedback, mag-video call tayo. Hindi na rin. So we're just informing you that you're not shortlisted, that will not be pursuing your applications anymore, but you may reapply pa rin.
Last, ma'am, from Kairos Zipagan. May I ask what would be our most appropriate answer when we are asked you graduated during the pandemic, how can we know if you are really capable for the job?
Okay, going back, yun nga, self-assessment of your skill set. Meron ka ba talagang natutunan? Ano yung mga technical skills that you've acquired during your stay in your university? So, better be equipped with those facts po to better answer yung mga ganong questions po of your company. So, syempre if hindi po kayo prepared, like, kasi hindi traditional yung naging setup nyo, no? Gumaduate kayo virtually, walang naging on-site internship. So talagang kailangan i-prove nyo kay employers that you're ready to take on that new role. So yun, going back is to list down all of your skill set, all of your technical trainings and skills that you're confidently contribute or will contribute to your possible employer.
Ayun. So, thank you so much for that, Miss Casey. officially breeze through all of the questions. So, on behalf of RTU and the entire Jobs 180 team, we'd like to thank you po for joining us for this session, and thank you so much for extending your patience with the questions. Thank you. I'm sure the students appreciated it po kahit madaming questions. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Shari. Thank you, students. Have a good
Thank you
day.
po, ma'am. Thank you po. Have a great day. All right. So, guys, don't leave just yet. Please evaluate this event. So, we have an evaluation form. It's on the screen, and we will be putting it on the comment section for you to copy and paste on your address bars. So, please evaluate this event. Please evaluate within the day if you can. This secures your attendance for this event. So, we would like to thank everyone who joined us, and there will be two more sessions for RTU. One is on October 6th and one is on October 8th. So we'll see you guys then. And for our sponsor, thank you CEO Group for sponsoring this event. You can check them out in Lazada and Shopee. And for your career opportunities of CEO Group, it's available at jobsring.com/CEO Group. So please watch out for the next set of webinars we are hosting this week and next week. So on Friday, we have Holy Angel University. So if you want to join that session, the topics are posted on the Facebook page. You feel free to join us. And for the other topics for our other webinars, it will be posted on our Facebook page. If you have questions, send nyo lang sa amin as message. Alright? See you guys and have a great afternoon. Stay safe. Thank you, Sir Dong and team.